This alpha predator of yours, Doctor, do you really think he has a chance?
The arrogance of man is thinking nature is in our control, and not the other way around. Let them fight.
Godzilla. Everyone knows him as a giant radioactive fire-breathing lizard, but hardly anyone knows the creator of this monstrosity. His name is Ishiro Honda. Ishiro was a soldier, a writer, and a director of many kaiju in Japanese films. Kaiju means giant monster in Japanese. Ishiro explored many methods for creating giant monsters, encountered new ideas for practical giant monster effects, and helped exchange Japanese culture with other countries. Let's explore how Mr. Honda, the maker of Godzilla, did it. Explore. Ishiro Honda was born on May 7, 1911, in Yamagata Prefecture, Japan. Ishiro started to love movies at a very young age. He would sneak into movie theaters and watch adventure stories and historic epics. He enjoyed films such as King Kong and The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. His passion for movies encouraged him to take classes for film in the Japan University. The department was so underfunded that there were no books or equipment. The class was soon cancelled. Despite this, Ishiro joined a film society called the Friday Group. There he studied films. Months later, Ishiro was drafted into the Japanese army in World War II to fight against the Chinese. His job was to ferret out the Chinese. The war had a major impact on his life and gave him a new perspective on the world. He hated the conflict between humans. During the war, he was imprisoned by the Chinese. After the war ended, he was freed. Ishiro returned to Japan and decided to fulfill his dream to become a film director. Years later, after directing over 7 Japanese films, Ishiro heard stories of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which killed over 129,000 people. The bomb used was the infamous atomic bomb. Ishiro was astonished but inspired to produce a movie about a creature that was mutated by radiation from an atomic bomb. His creature would be a strong metaphor to the world to prevent the use of nuclear weapons. Tomoyuki Tanaka stated that the theme of the film from the beginning was the terror of the bomb. Mankind had created the bomb, and now nature was going to take revenge on mankind. The film began production under Toho Studios. Ishiro was also inspired by the movie King Kong, which is made using stop-motion technique, which takes a long time to do. Sadly, the studio did not have enough money or time to use such a method, so Ishiro had a major problem on his hands. The question was, how could he film the giant monster on his screen by using practical effects? However, with the help of special effects director Eiji Tsuburaya, both men began exploring various methods to bring a giant monster to the big screen. After weeks of experimenting and researching, Ishiro and his partner discovered a technique for filming giant monsters. A man was put in a rubber suit which would be designed like the monster. They would then film him rampage over a miniature set of Tokyo. Toho liked the idea and allowed them to continue. Next came the part of designing the creature. The concept artist designed a creature that looked like a T-Rex, Stegosaurus, and an iguanodon. They then named it Gojira, which means gorilla and whale, although Godzilla is neither of them. The film starred Akira Takarada along with Momoki Kochi and was released in Japan. It received critical acclaim and was highly praised for its practical effects. Since the film was successful, it was released in America titled Godzilla King of the Monsters, recasting the main character with an American actor named Raymond Burr. Once again, the film was a hit. Exchange. The movie Godzilla became a huge success. Not only was it extremely popular in Japan, but throughout the worldwide film industry. The world media loved it, and over 30 Godzilla movies were made, with 2 of them being American. In 2014, an American Godzilla movie was produced, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. It was a major success, making over $529.1 million and received positive reviews from critics. Over time, Godzilla has gotten a huge fan base. This monster has also inspired many foreign directors to make giant monster movies such as Cloverfield, Pacific Rim, Gamera, and Ultraman. To date, 3 movies based on Godzilla are scheduled to be produced within the next 5 years. They are Godzilla Resurgence, Godzilla 2, and Godzilla vs. King Kong. Godzilla has also appeared in almost every form of media, from music, toys, sports, television, books, YouTube videos, manga, comics, and many more. Godzilla has even fought the Avengers. You can also find his name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Thanks to Godzilla, Ishiro has become one of the most influential and famous directors, and has certainly shared the Japanese culture with the whole world. And as Godzilla would say,